Alright, here we go. I'm going to rig up a 6.0 Surge. 6.0 RAF Surge. Here we go. Okay, take your sail and roll it out on a nice grassy or an area where it's not too abrasive. Grass is best, sand's good, concrete, asphalt, not so good. But if you're going to do it, just be careful. Don't let it slide around on you. You don't want to wear out the batten pockets. Roll the sail out flat. This is a 6.0 Surge. We're going to rig it on a 430 Power X mast. Alright, start sliding your mast up. One half at a time. You want to slide up, you got a little handle right here to help you pull it down. Make sure that the ferrule on the mast doesn't split as you're sliding the mast up. You can actually take a look at it right there. You'll see right there's your ferrule. Make sure it doesn't split as you're rigging. That's what causes some masts to break on you sometimes. We'll slide it right all the way up to the head. Once the mast comes through the top of the sail, there's a male piece. That's the male piece right there. That's going to slip into the female portion of your mast right there. And you'll put that on and then go ahead and pull your sail down until that strap goes tight on you. We have to do a little bit of adjusting on the length of this strap for the 430. The sail is a little bit longer than a 430 mast, so we're going to adjust this relatively short, leaving only about 2 inches of slack. That's just so it makes it a little bit easier to rig for you. And it's easier to rig only because you got a little room to work. If you made it too tight, it will be so close up inside the mast sleeve that it makes it tight quarters for adjusting and for working with your mast. So like I said, this is a 430 mast. 448 is what the 6.0 needs, so we need 18 centimeters of extension. So we're going to set our extension at 18. It's a Chinook extension. Set it at 18, snap it together, and off we go. Now we're going to fold back the mast pocket. This is like a little bit of a mast pad actually. Fold it back. The first time you're going to have to take that padding off to expose the stainless steel rollers. That's going to give you 6-to-1 purchase with those oversized rollers right there. And now we're going to thread our sail in such a way that the lines do not cross. Start closest to the mast, going from the extension to the sail. Always thread in the same direction. If you do that, your lines won't cross, and you can actually stick your finger right in at the pulley. You can stick your finger in there, go back and forth to the extension, and it's a clear shot. There are no lines crossed to stop your finger from going from the sail to the extension. If there's a cross, you're not going to get enough downhaul tension on this sail. Okay, we're going to kind of highlight this threading of the downhaul on the sail. This is the part that most people make mistakes on, so we're going to take a little time here and do it again, and I'm going to let Brian explain to you how he does it. Go ahead, Brian.
Alright, the best way that I found to do this, thread your downhaul, is to think of it as top and bottom. You'll see the line comes out of a Chinook extension on the bottom of the base here, closest to the ground. So what I like to do is I like to run along the ground, come up through the pulley closest to the mast here, always threading towards myself. So now I have the line coming right back towards myself. I've threaded towards myself. Okay? It's through the pulley. Now, I want to go, again, down towards myself. If I went around the pulley and went back up through the block, I would be threading the stray end here away from myself. I want to be coming down through the block towards myself, working again from bottom to top, up towards the cleat at the top of the Chinook extension, and back up to the block on the sail. Get a little bit more line. Again, I came up through the next pulley, away from the mast, coming down towards myself, through the block on the foot of the extension again, and back up through the last pulley. So now we can see that we've reached the cleat on the extension without crossing our lines. The best way to check that is to just run your finger from the block on the sail all the way down to the extension. And if you hit a cross line, you've done it wrong. But if you followed the instructions, it should be just like this, and you should be able to run your finger back and forth real easy without hitting a cross line. Now you've gone through your cleat, We're going to downhaul the sail to about 80%, and we're going to get our boom clipped on there. There.
It's 448.
That's
perfect.
448 centimeters long. So,
Yeah.
All right, so now we're ready to put the boom on. When we put the boom on, we're putting on a Hawaii Proline boom. And the way this boom goes on is pretty neat. All you do is lay the boom right on the mast. Don't try to pry those things open. Just push down on the mast, and it just snaps right on. As easy as pie. See people trying to pry those things open all the time, and they break their fingers. Just goes on like that, and just snap it right on. Now simply wrap the loop around the masthead, tighten it up accordingly, and shut it. Always attach the boom right in the middle of the boom cutout, because that's where you have the most room to work, a little bit of slack, and we'll worry about adjusting the height of the boom after we've downhauled the sail. Hey, let's talk about this threading one more time. You know, Brian did a great job of threading that with no crossovers, but let's just, for the heck of it, release the downhaul and make one mistake. Let's thread on the last throw, let's thread it wrong once, so you can see what it's going to look like if you make a mistake. And if you make a mistake, the line's going to cross and you're not going to get enough downhaul tension. So now instead of going in the correct direction, he's going in the incorrect direction. And when he pulls it up to his cleat, there it goes, right into the cleat. Look at that. There it is. There's the mistake, the dreaded cross. And that cross creates too much friction, and there's just no way you're going to get enough downhaul tension. All right, that's how you don't do it. All right, now it's time to finish off downhauling the sail, or not, no, let's get that downhaul to about 90%. Here we go. There we go. We'll cleat it off and just put it away for now. This gives the sail a little bit of tension. First time rigging, there's a little bit of tension on the long sleeve. Notice how the battens are all stuck up underneath the mast. Now we're going to go ahead and work on the outhaul. We're going to outhaul the sail. So now when you outhaul the sail, it's also important, you're going to get 4-to-1 purchase on the outhaul. It's also important here that we don't cross the lines, because it does actually require a little outhaul tension on these. So don't cross your lines. It makes much easier outhauling and downhauling. In order to get enough outhaul, you might have to sit down, put your foot on the boom, and pull it all the way to the end. Just like that. You don't want much slack back there, and it takes a little bit of a pull to get that thing right. There we go. Now let's check the downhaul. So basically what's happening now is we've got the sail outhauled, but we only have about 90% of the downhaul, and you can actually tell by looking up the sail. You can see the wrinkles along the luff sleeve. Those wrinkles will disappear, and the sail will actually start to flatten out once we finish off the downhaul. Okay, now you're going to probably want to use an easy rig or something like that, or a downhaul tool to help you with this last 10%. It takes a lot of tension. You got to pull that sail till the pulley comes within about 1 inch of the downhaul. That looks good to me. And when it's done properly, the sail is going to start flattening out on you right there. You can see if you're looking along that leading edge, the luff sleeve, there are no more of those wrinkles. There's a few wrinkles in the battens, but we'll take those out with the batten tensioners. That's always like that when you've got a new sail, but otherwise this sail is pretty flat, and you can see how the battens are on this side of the mast. They're just tucked underneath the mast, just like that, and they go past the mast without hanging up at all. So this sail looks really good for a 6-0 day. If you start getting a little overpowered, you might want to give it another inch of outhaul. You've got a little bit of a looseness in the leech, not too drastic, just a little bit of looseness, just a little droop up there on top, and that's basically it. Looks good. So now we're going to go ahead and tune those battens. You'll find your batten keys right at the bottom of the sail, right there. There's also an extra key in your bag. So you got 2 keys, leave them in your bag. And when you tension these battens, it's real important that you only tension the batten until these little vertical wrinkles disappear. So it doesn't take a lot of tension. You shouldn't torque on them. Just take the tension out, just gently until they're gone, and stop turning, because you could blow up the batten pocket. That's how much power is put into these batten tensioners. Just a couple of turns until there's no more wrinkles. It looks clean. That's it. Stop. It's enough. That's great. This sail's starting to look real nice. It's taking real nice shape. When you can really see all those little wrinkles down there. You see them? And watch this. He turns the batten. There they go. And they go flat. Done. Perfect. And they're all gone. That sail is rigged beautifully. And that's pretty much how you rig a 6.0 surge. You're kind of ready to go. Maybe one last little tip here. And your last little tip is roll up your excess downhaul line just like that and shove it up inside your extension if you have a Chinook extension, just like that. And it's out of your way, it's neat, it's clean. Tighten up your tack strap, lower your mast sleeve, and you're ready to go sailing. Good job. All right.
So you take the tool, you don't leave the tool in there. You don't leave the tool in the sail.